This West London house has been turned from a 2.5-bedroom family home into 6 small bedsits. It's one of many developments in this area meeting the demand for social tenants to be put up by private landlords. Local resident John Knowles is concerned.
In my view, it's very short term because we're not really seeing a solution to homelessness here. We're not really, certainly not seeing a solution to the housing problem. These guys are inflating rents.
He says that ultimately everyone loses from social tenants being placed in homes like these.
These are not appropriate places for them to be housed because they're far too small. They violate national space standards, they violate London space standards. They have no shared amenity. There is no sense of community being generated in these places.
Just coming inside this small 2.5-bedroom house, it's a familiar story. It's been converted into 6 separate bedsits. These narrow corridors, really the only communal space except a small kitchen. Each of these, a locked room with a small shower and bathroom inside, a really tiny living space for these men who are being housed by homelessness charities, by local authorities. And crucially, for each of these small units, a private landlord is making £983 a month in rent, most of which is coming from the taxpayer. Housing benefit payments to private landlords have doubled in a decade, from £4.6 billion in 2006 to £9.3 billion last year. It's more expensive to house social tenants in private properties, costing the taxpayer £1,000 per family more over the course of a year than if they were housed in the social rented sector. The profits are driving more and more private companies to convert family houses into socially funded bedsits, like the one next door to this local resident and her family. The property's being bought up and you think it's being converted into 6 bedrooms?
At least 6, yes, from what I can see. I noticed there were kitchen units coming, so I assume it's now 6 bedrooms plus 1 kitchen unit.
It looks more or less the same size as your house.
Yeah.
From what you know of the size of this house, what do you think those 6 units will be like?
Like prison cells, perhaps smaller.
But landlords say that the higher costs of properties like these are justified.
Unlike social housing associations, private sector landlords have to charge the kind of price that covers their costs but also that makes a profit, and that inevitably means that private renting is going to be more expensive than social renting.
Sky News attempted to contact the landlord in question for these properties but did not receive a response. The government says it is bringing the housing benefit bill under control and that the amount going to private landlords has been falling since 2012. But billions continue to flow into private landlords' pockets. Some would say that means taxpayers paying more and getting less. Afua Hirsch, Sky News.